Connecticut media recorded with sequence shifts and with evidence fabrications to hide it. That's all the rest of this is going to be talking about.
Child predators
just parts of it. It's worse than this.
If the family admits evidence fabrication rules with police and
proofs in the sequence shifts
with interbranch families
of the evidence fabrication to hide it, and there's a recorded proofs that is tied to areas of live progression
with police, the evidence fabrication
because of the way it's tied to federal agencies, covering up federal agencies.
Now I need you to tell this to the Attorney General. You can't lie.
In other words,
so you're going to go to jail if you don't correct the lies about me, the slanders about
medical
me,
corruption,
and give me a response in writing.
Tied to courts,
WFSB also recorded telling fake medical information about kids.
We have bad people.
And tied to past crimes with I had to write a complaint about a Judge Smith tied to child predators here still active.
So WFSB won't respond to recording, blocking.
Doctors admit to roles
hiding information from parents related to further predators.
Attach me and my family to fake conversations through time.
For them.
Evidence fabrication rules in court since before they were working there as adults.
When they
there were kids with drugs with evidence fabrication
place. They're using their own kids to hurt other kids and to hurt their family members through time with database crimes is the common one. Connecticut media and Connecticut interbranch actors are recorded with area medical corruption socially through time since they were kids with drugs, slandering people, and tied to database crimes, interbranch. So they ended up being tied to live progression covers with and as interbranch, now adult predators with the ones that made them, some of them still there, with area courts, and interbranch, and with foreign police in the areas and with the gangs juxtaposed. With fact treatment natures through time with a method of evidence fabrication cover-up, live progression methods. Now, to observe this, we have to take facts and in sequence. So the media has been used to spread lies about people to cover up live progressions with courts tied to a sustained pattern of rape threats against mothers and children, and to covering that up by slandering the family members and how they cultivated live progressions in relationship to this. People can't even report sex crimes and other passion crimes, federal crimes, all kinds of online crimes, KKK threats tied to the same sexual predators with the school, with the police, and with their narratives of upskirt natures and confessions tied to that with the school. And with other recorded federal crimes tied to it that they're hiding still. I don't even know what they put in writing. They admitted they forge names, switch names. They quote fake. They pretend that equipment recorded things that it never did. Police forms, and again with a pattern connected to court police that I don't know the names of yet, and with the areas since 2001. And formerly with the court too, confessions tied to a court investigator. And there's a Inspector Mike with for Weathersfield Fire Department and with town offices, also tied to the child predators, and to that name is also tied to Facebook accounts. There's an ERICKNERR, Eric Knurr, tied to a Kerr name. With federal crimes they did online, quoting fake legal cases, also tied to Joe Aiello, with confessions tied to Weathersfield Police that they confirmed growing up with them, the interbranch medical EMS predators, with evidence fabrication natures, pretending their credibility on slandering others through time. It also tied to them with the narrative online, patterning them, pretending they were in conversations with me about the CIA, people I haven't seen for years. Then they told the media to pretend I was having them on my mind after they did that. So they started fights with me and started pretending I was in fake conversations with them about the CIA. Like some girl tied to some guy who lives down the street, some woman tied to some guy who lives down the street. She grew up in my area. You know, and across the street from a guy she was talking to, a South Sevilla. I never had a conversation in my life. One time I was two times I was in his house. Once for like a Cub Scout. Went to one meeting. Years later, tied to all these people were making confessions related to the police in the area, involved with the drugs with them, with the gangs. Across the street from his house, some people made, I don't know them either, some Fienza or something like that. They made confessions. I got recorded, confirmed about roles with evidence fabrication, drugs with police, with kids, with exploiting hookers, sharing them, and tied to Wethersfield politicians too, with recorded online crimes, all kinds of election crimes. So I don't know that this was to me, to others, confessed, recorded online, verified, tied to the body dumping of Billy Grasso with the Enzo Fienza and his cousin on Two Route Highway, where Two Route Highway runs into Hangdog Lane, next to what is now semi-Black Mountain with Maxwell Drive, and then the other side of it runs to and from the Berlin Turnpike, the pike before the heart of Hartford.
A bunch of confessions admit a Scalora family has been tended to that they know me through time. Had evidence fabrication, witness fabrication, role with police, and with medical corruption, with some pedophile natures, with kids. I don't even know these people, so I can't ask them. I mean, and the police won't help because they broke in my house with no warrant, made threats about their relationship with recorded sex crimes with the Scalora family, and larceny crimes with them, and with other federal crimes with them. Also, they say Subby Pantano, others I never had a conversation with, tied to the girls in my some Jimmy kid, I think his name is up the street, some girl on Pondside, tied. KKK threats online with the pedophile natures. So you better get one of these people who respond to me in writing too. WFSB sources also admit posting fake child predator maps tied to them needing to hide further child predator crimes with actually recorded child predator. So all these police and fire and EMS and doctors and patients of theirs tied to one house with on the sex offender registry in my area. And they just know my name from like years ago. I never had anything to do with these people. See, my neighbor from my grade grew up with roles with evidence fabrication with police chiefs past and present that tied to his house and to the house. House is connected. Wethersfield police admitted in threatening that they're aware of their roles with child crimes and with all kinds of crimes to cover it up. Slander of me, faking records, pretending things recorded, things that didn't, drug rolls with kids. And, well, I don't know, the slanders of me, I don't even know them. They switched names, they forged names. Wethersfield Police, Court Police also threatened, messaged, and posted rape threats online. Confessions, posting fake federal cases, slandering me, pretending to know me and stuff like that. All after the predators' confessions from strangers tied to the house. There's a field across the street from my house in a pond. So they had all these confessions tied to interbranch with the police and corruption on my area too. Detectives down the street tied to the people who moved out of my house and the ones that moved in. With New Britain crimes recorded and like larceny stuff with police they confessed to, and evidence fabrication role with them tied to the elderly home and some untimely deaths tied to they brought up Highcrest School with it, and then they're still hiding the federal crime confessions with that, and with the roles covering it up with that consciously, and the recorded proofs of that too. They're still hiding too. So I got that responded writing. They've attached me and other people to fake writing sequence shifts. It was tied to area crimes that were used for theater and illusions to write things that they could cover live progressions with the court databases that they've been hiding from federal agencies and with federal agents.